Oh, hello. Mm, I'm gonna post here. All right, looks like we're live on. All right, just went live on Twitch. It's been a while. Ba, 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 ba. It's been a while. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yo, this is crazy. It's been a while. Hmm. It's a great question from let me see if I can have it here from Jeff Keeley's account. This is the Game Awards. Let me see if I can pick it up here. Says here, if you had to vote today, what's your pick for Game of the Year so far? Man, there's a couple games I think. Exhibition 33 should be up there, I think. Um, Exhibition 33. I really like Doom. I don't know. Too early. Too early. Too early. I see people putting other games here. Exhibition 33 is a lot. I see people posting that a lot. So that's good. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see what game comes out later this year. So we'll see. Hey, Arctic, what's up? It's been a while. It's been a while. I'm waiting for Pete. I mean, not Pete, Paris to join us here. Mm. Wow. Let's talk about how games is a waste of time and not even know who this person is. But okay. Anyways, but you're here, so you're wasting your time. Oh, look what we have here. Paris Lily. You know we're live, right? Just want to let you know.
You said we're live.
Yeah. I.
Well, good thing I removed something I had sitting in the background.
Oh, really? Well, what? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you don't want to show that. You don't want to show that. Oh boy. How's everything, man?
No, good. Hold, give me a sec.
Yeah, we're gonna freestyle this, man. Cause
I had YouTube playing, so I could barely hear you.
okay, okay.
7:30, right? 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. It's in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I
Yeah.
mean, right now we could just talk whatever, and then 7:30 we'll talk. It's been a while, so this is like a warm up. I don't know. It's been a while for
Well, I
us.
mean, obviously we can talk more about what Sarah Bond and what AMD just said this week. I'd
You
assume
know,
that'd be probably a major thing.
I think, and also it's been a couple weeks with the Switch. I think we should talk about the Switch, like
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
you know. I have some thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Some thoughts. By
So
the
you
way,
said
I
we're
heard
live. So what are we on Twitch?
Twitch, Twitter. Twitter goes. Twitter's right now, actually. Twitter's right now. You should send that one. The people will, your haters will go there,
Yeah.
and the other folks will stay here on Twitch.
Yeah.
Our community, our GTR community. Yeah. By the way, I don't know if this is true, but I can see this happening. There's a rumor. There's a rumor that we might see a Witcher 3 Nintendo Switch 2 edition coming up. I can see that happening,
That wouldn't shock me at all.
right? And it's the 10th
Yeah.
anniversary. Like
Why not?
It makes sense. But you know what? I was actually playing the Switch version, and on the Switch 2, I downloaded it. Yo, it's running fine. You know, they're probably gonna upgrade it. You know, make it faster, FPS and all that. But
Mhm.
game looks great. Game looks great. Love it. I also tried the Outer Worlds Nintendo Switch version on Switch 2. Interesting. I tried Doom. Didn't like it. Didn't like how it looked. It still looks like kind of like the Switch,
Mhm.
and I stopped playing after a while. So, but there's some games that looks pretty good. You can tell the difference in that. By the way, thanks everyone for the sub, Arctic. Thank you so much. 81 months. Wow. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is 81 months. How many years is that? My math sucks, by the way. But
Shit. My math is bad too.
My math is terrible.
Because 12 months, so 12 times 4 is 48, so that's 4 years.
4 years.
Shit. That's almost 8 years, man. That's 7
Wow.
years.
Damn. Well, thank you, Arctic. Oh yeah, I forgot we started this a long time ago.
Yeah.
6 points. He says 6.75.
Yeah, that's what I was
years.
saying. Almost 7 years. Yeah.
Wow. Also, a gift sub from Waxed Guy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys.
Here, let me
Yeah.
be a dick and
Yeah.
put this tweet out.
P.
Hold on.
Yeah. P is not gonna join us. He's out of town. He's always traveling. You know, the guy is chilling. He's chilling. Wow. It says low battery on my headset. Wow. Are you serious? Now out of all.
Come prepared. Be prepared.
Wow. I am so screwed. How the hell am I gonna do this show without batteries?
Oh wait, we're in the same headset.
Yo, it's pretty good, right?
Yo, hey, that's what I said when Razer sent this to me, and I was like, all right, let me set up get fair. I was like, oh shit,
Yo,
really? Look, for the price, it better be.
Yeah, because let me
Costs a
tell you,
lot.
I played I think it was like a shooter or something, bro. The bass in this is no joke. I was like, holy crap, and it shakes. It's really good, man. I was very impressed. Very impressed. Paris never misses an opportunity to fire shots.
Well, iron sharpens iron.
Wow.
It's true.
It is true.
You're always talking shit to me, so of course.
See, like I always would say to Paris, "Good morning," and he sends me like the most angriest and meanest message back. I'm like, why? Why? I don't get the point. Be nice.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking. Jeez, man, people wish you would get messages from me being super nice.
20 years, not me. I'm good. I'm so good.
Why is not even coming up the battery life? Okay. Did they send you the Razer Black Widow V4 Pro to you too? Oh no.
Just
okay.
the do I still have the box in here? I don't have the box in here.
yo,
But no, the Kraken. Well, I have the chair thing. I don't because I put on the Cyberpunk chair.
Look,
But
guys.
it's the haptic thing.
Oh, it have to quit. Yeah, this one I got it back in April, I think it was. Yo. Really good. Really, really good.
Yes.
Nice. It's really cool. Which headset is this? This is
It's the
the
Kraken V4 Pro.
Razer Kraken V4 Pro. It's good.
And then like this is the Wolverine, if it'll focus. This is the Wolverine V3. Yo,
What's the
this is
difference?
the best. This is the literal best Xbox controller. It's better than the Elite controller.
Better than the Elite.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I had the Elite controller. Love it. Doesn't last that long. That's the thing. I don't like the quality. It doesn't last. That's the only issue I have with that Elite controller. But yo, that's good to know, man.
Yeah. Hey, I see someone saying they're loving the alters. Hey, look, I tried to tell y'all. I've been on this game for 2 years. Got to meet the devs. Yeah, obviously Alex is doing all the voices for Jan. It's a fantastic game. Really is. I think it's technically considered an indie game. I can see it get nominated at the end of the year for best indie. I don't know if it'll win. Blueprints probably wins, I think, best indie. Unless they're saying Expedition. See, this is the thing. Is Expedition 33 an indie? Because that's probably going to win Game of the Year, right?
That is an indie too.
Yeah, so it'll get nominated. It'll be nominated along with those. Yeah.
I think this is gonna be the year with the most indie nominations. I think.
Oh yeah.
The way how everything is going, it's gonna be crazy. And also, the voice actor for Alters, I think he might get nominated for.
Oh yeah, he has to. Alex has to get nominated.
That's crazy.
He's that good.
Yeah, he's really really good. He's really good. Let's see what else here.
Oh, we're gonna record a minute. I'm gonna grab coffee.
Yeah, go do your thing. Do your
in
thing.
a second. Actually,
I heard
coffee.
I heard that it's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
Alters
it's
on Game Pass. Cool.
Yes, because you should effing play it. I told you,
Bro, I've been.
I know, bro. It's insane.
It's hard for me to.
It's insane.
I think
It's so many games.
it's been easy for me to play the Switch too. Like it's easier for me, but it's complicated when you have a kid and work and because with work you want to stay away from the computer after a while. You're like, then I use the console, but great game to play on cloud too. I haven't tried that on the cloud. You've tried it, Paris?
What on
cloud?
On the cloud? I might have.
Oh, you have? Okay, you might have. Okay, I'll keep it like that. You're not getting coffee? Well, they're making coffee.
No, I am. I've read.
Yeah, do your thing. I'm gonna. Shit, I gotta charge this phone. I'm not from my headphones. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm gonna charge my headphones for a little bit here, because man, it's about to turn off. I totally forgot to charge it last night. So, but let's see. Yo, shout out to everybody that's here. Hey, what's up, Tanya? Arctic Tanya. We got mods here. The mods. Shout out to everybody here. Yeah, we got 31 people here, man. Super last minute. Didn't know people were going to show up. It's been months. Oh, Paris is coming on right now. Paris,
I heard you. You
heard me?
charging your headphones.
Yeah, I'm charging my charging my Yeah, but I can hear you. I can hear you. I could charge for a little bit. Can we start like in 2 more minutes? So I can give it a
Mhm.
little. All right, give it some time there. Um, yeah, coffee. I got coffee too.
Well, while we're waiting on Danny, who was completely unprepared, but I was.
First of
So
all, it's been a
if you got
while,
a
bro.
question, I don't care.
Give
If
me
you
a
got
chance. It's been a while.
questions or something in the chat, feel free to ask them. I'm here
Yo,
because
ask the
I'm
hardest
prepared
question of
and I'm
Paris. The
ready.
hardest
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Please do.
Please challenge him. Come on, let's go. I want to see this before we start the show. Let's go. The hardest question. Let's see. Let's see who will be the first one. Um,
I did not see any of the Borderland 4 streams yesterday. I know they didn't invite us, even though it was in LA. But yeah, I didn't
it's
see
okay.
anything. Honestly, Borderlands just isn't my thing. It's not my thing. I know it's gonna be good. I know people are praising it. It's gonna be fantastic. But I tried to get into it. It just never could. This was never my thing.
I know Ree likes Ree loves Borderlands. Well, we got wow.
What is
I
this bit
totally
saying?
forgot we have YouTubers also watching. Thank you
Oh,
so much,
nice.
everyone.
And yes, we are live on Twitch and we're on YouTube and Twitter too.
Yeah, I don't promote you. Look, I know we have a Gamertag Radio YouTube channel there. I usually don't promote it because I'm like, it's there. People will discover us because of the content, and it's been getting people here. You know what's the crazy thing? One of my oldest episodes about Dying Light 2, which it was a demo that I attended to see at E3. There was stuff in there that never got released, and I didn't know, and I recorded it on Gamertag Radio, and people were losing their mind. They found this podcast on YouTube, and they've been sharing it through different Dying Light communities, and everybody's like, "Why this version never came out?" Like people were freaking out. I'm like, "Look, I don't know. I just recorded. I was there. That's what they presented at E3 years ago." And people were asking a lot of questions about that. So, but let me tell you, Dying Light, the Beast, be on the lookout for that game. That game is good. I got to play that a good hour. Fantastic, fantastic game. I mean, that happens. Like I know years ago, Paris did something similar like that. He recorded some. I think it was like Mass Effect or Bioshock. I can't remember what it was, and the community of that game was also talking about it. Like that happens a lot. People always look online to see if there's anything new or like discover some content from back in the days, so people could compare to like the new version of the game, how it is now. That happens a lot. So, but yeah, the YouTube channel is there. It's for those that wants to check it out. Here's the reason why it's there. Originally, Google had a podcast section, and they shut that down, and they transferred it to YouTube Music. So that's where all the podcasts from Google Podcasts now is available there, YouTube Music. So that's the reason why it's there. So again, I don't usually promote it. I'm always promoting the other ones, but it's there if anybody wants to try it out. So I think it's enough. I think I gave it some juice. Wow. You know what? CD Project Red, you know, I was there from the beginning. I remember going to your presentation, and this is the time where you guys were also giving beer out at E3, and I got to see this presentation multiple times. I was there from the beginning. I would love a package, at least a controller. That's all I need, just a controller. At least that. What is that? Oh my God! See, Paris is just bothering. He's just bothering me right now.
Here's the thing, Danny. I was there day one too.
Okay. Okay. I was there. Help a brother out.
And
CD Project Red.
and I might have been at the studio last month.
Wow. Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
you know.
You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna say what it is, but I could have gone to Europe next month, but stuff.
I could have gone too. You're not special.
But here's the thing, though.
Oh my God, here we go.
I could go, but I have another trip, family trip, vacation that I'm going. That's more important.
That's way more important.
Way more important. Yeah. So what's your problem?
I don't have a problem.
Because you just don't want to go. You're like, I've been traveling a lot. I want to take a rest. That's not my problem.
Oh, and
But what's your yellow chair? You're not CD Projekt.
It's literally right there. It's right there. You know that is. First of all, the funniest thing ever was the official Cyberpunk account freaking making fun of the fact they're like, look, all we can send you is like a yellow chair, but it kills me that people, bro, that was 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
It is still,
and people still bring that up. It's just like, man, y'all just hold on to anything, you know.
All right.
And let's not forget, I was not the only one that got that chair. Anyways, go ahead.
Why? What's so special with your yellow chair compared to everybody else's?
Oh, I know what it is, but we don't need to get into that.
All right. It probably has like some special effects when you place.
That's right. Tanya got it too.
Oh, she got it too, Tanya.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny. All right, let's do this. All right. Welcome to Gamer Tag Radio, brand new episode. We haven't recorded live in a very, very long time. This is your host, Danny Pena, and if you hear the squeaky sound in the background, it's because that's Paris Lily getting his special yellow chair. Because you know what? This is the Yellow Chair Show. He's gonna come right here on camera, and for those who are listening, Paris is picking his mess that he has over there in the back, transferring to Yellow Chair is back. Look at that, Paris and the Yellow Chair. Welcome back, man. How you doing?
I'm back. I had a whole bunch of blankets sitting in the chair. I had to throw all this shit on the ground.
It's like it's not on camera. Let me throw it out. That is so funny, man. Bro, it's been a while. I know we went to a couple events together. Also went to Summer Game Fest, and actually tonight we're going to the Woo show, bro.
Yeah, we're going. Oh, hold on.
What?
Somebody on the stream. Wait. Let's get the angle right.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta get it in there.
What?
Hey, screen cap that. All right.
There you go. Put it up. All right. So yeah, we're gonna check out the Woo tonight. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be their final show. So yeah. But yeah, man, how you been? It's been a while, Paris. We haven't recorded.
Oh, I mean, obviously, it's just been busy, man. I mean, real life, day job. I've been traveling for that, and then trying to squeeze in gaming stuff, and obviously we were at Summer Game Fest a couple weeks ago. All the events of that. It's just been busy, crazy busy.
Busy. Yeah, and there's more stuff coming up that we're planning to record and talk about it too in the future. I think that's gonna be cool. But man, let me tell you, the past 3 months, maybe I could say, maybe 4, it was like nonstop travel, nonstop events here locally in LA, and also we've been getting a lot of content also to like preview at home. Like it was just a lot, So I'm thankful that we're back here and talk about it. So a couple of things I want to talk with you, Paris. One is Nintendo Switch 2. We've been playing it now for the past couple of weeks. Look, we couldn't even review it because it was during Summer Game Fest, and we couldn't even talk about it. It was just like it was a lot going on. But now that we've been playing it now for like the past couple of weeks, I think it's like the right time for us to to talk about it. So not only that, there's some announcements from Xbox too that has been the talk for the past couple of days. Sarah Bond did a video too, talked about what's coming up for the future of Xbox. People calling it third party. I don't see that happen. I see this as like a bigger thing, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes, man. So let's start with Nintendo Switch. Paris, you good with that? Nintendo Switch 2?
Let's do it, man.
All right. But before we start talking about Nintendo Switch 2, head over to gamertagradio.com. Listen to our past episodes. Also, you can find us on any podcast app. Just search for Gamer Tag Radio. We're there. subscribe. Paris is laughing, don't know why. You can subscribe and share the contents. Let people know everything about GTR. And the more support we get from everybody, the more people will discover us. So make sure to show us some love in different ways, man. All right. If you would like to be part of our family discussion, here's how you could contact us. All right, so we're back here. Shout out to everybody who's listening and also watching here live on Twitch, Twitter, X, YouTube, and other places, man. All right, so Paris, Nintendo Switch 2, man. First of all, I want to ask you how many games you have in your device, because I could also talk about mine.
You ask you an exact number because obviously I brought over all my Switch 1 games, but Switch 2, I have Mario Kart, obviously. I picked up Cyberpunk, and I upgraded both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom to the Switch 2 versions because I did the Nintendo Online expansion pack. Dabbled around a little bit in the some of the GameCube stuff, like again Zelda theme. So I checked out Link's Awakening, but that's it. Other than just my old Switch 1 games. Ironically enough, my son has been playing on it a lot, and he's been playing a lot. Like he just now discovered Mario Wonder, so he's been playing a lot of Mario Wonder.
Oh, nice. That's
really
cool.
loves that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart. I've been playing a lot of CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk. Actually, Paris, I know I had an option to transfer all my data from the PC version, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna start from scratch because I wanted to try something new. Just play on the Switch. I did that also for The Witcher 3 when it came out. For the original Switch. I just decided to play from the beginning. So once I finish that one, I'll go to the expansion, So man, it's so impressive how good that game looks on the Switch too. It's impressive as hell. So I can see the potential of seeing games like Grand Theft Auto and like Red Dead, Forza, Halo. I can see bigger AAA games more than ever coming out to the Switch 2 now. So I could definitely see that. But yeah, I've been playing that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Continue what you're saying. I'll
No,
jump in.
I was gonna say that also Yakuza 0, been playing that director's cut. I think that game has over 20 something minutes of extra content in it, like scenes that wasn't available of the original game. I've been playing that. I also been checking out different games from like the original Switch to see how it looks. Some of them has a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and some of them don't. But I wanted to test out like The Witcher 3. That's from the original Switch, and it plays great. Looks great. I tried Doom, didn't like it. I know I mentioned that earlier. And also all the Nintendo first party games like Zelda looks good. I also tried the Tetris 99 in there. I tried also Tetris Effect Connected. It's a lot. I've been having a great time playing the device, and I just love how fast the eShop is. Because if you go using the eShop in the original Switch, that takes forever just to load and just to navigate and finding games. This one is like super fast. I just love it, man. But I haven't tried handheld a lot because I haven't really been traveling like before. But I am planning to go to the Caribbean next month, and I'm gonna take the Switch with me. So this will be my first time taking the Switch on a long trip. So the thing that I need to work on is buying a case for it. I just don't know which case I should get. Wow, Paris is just messing with the Switch in the back. I can hear it. That's the special effect from Paris. Nintendo Switch 2. No, but I'm loving it. I'm loving this device. Like it feels premium. It feels good. Love the Pro controller, by the way, because I bought 2.
So you got the new Pro controller?
Yeah, I bought 2.
Okay.
I can use the original. The only problem with the original is I can't turn on the device with it. You could use any of the accessories. That is the only thing that it won't have those features to turn it on. You can't use the chat feature and all that. Oh, GameCube, yeah. But yeah, I bought one for me and also one for Ree. I went on a mission. I went to a couple of stores locally here, and I found a Pro controller. Not cheap, but hey, I know I'm going to be using it a lot and I think is my favorite Pro controller so far out of all controllers that I play from like PlayStation 5 and Xbox. This is like my favorite one so far. But
Yeah, I mean, I remember, at the preview event being able to use it and thought it was really good. The irony is, like you're saying, you barely use handheld. I've yet to dock this thing. I've yet to actually put it on the television. Every time we've just played it, has been in handheld mode. So I still need to do that. But I mean, look, from hardware standpoint, I'm impressed with what Nintendo's been able to pull off with this. My eureka moment was playing Cyberpunk 2077 on this and seeing how well it performed, because that game has pretty much become the new crisis in the modern era of like, can it play Cyberpunk, right? Because obviously, that's become the visual hallmark, for games in this current generation. And to see how good it looks on the Switch too in handheld mode, I was impressed. And it told me right then and there, like you were saying, look, they putting everything on this device. There's not a publisher out there that's not going to put their games on this thing. Like, obviously, Xbox with their strategy, they're going to put everything on here. Obviously, all third-party publishers are going to put all their stuff on here. It just makes sense. Now, it was interesting, the report that came out this week, that a lot of third-party publishers were seeing lower than expected sales for their games on there. Like Cyberpunk was the big one because you could get the physical copy, and that seemed to really push people because everything's on that disc on the cartridge versus doing the key card stuff.
game card. Game card. No, it's not key card. Game card. Just correction, man. That's all. Go ahead. Your theory is what? Your theory is what?
I was trying to think of something smart to say, and I was like, I tapped out. You got me. No, but
Yeah.
no, but my point on that is, my theory is, I think it's because we're doing older ports of games versus new stuff. So I think when new like day and date new third-party games come to Switch 2, I think they'll sell just fine on there. I don't think that'll be an issue. But I think going back, games that people have already played, they're going to be real selective on that. And that's why I say Cyberpunk, I think, stood out, because it's on the as you said, game card. Am I saying that correctly now?
Game card, yeah.
Because the full game is on the game card, 64 gigabytes. So I think that compelled people to want to go pick it up. I know it did for me, because I had even, was tweeting about it on launch day. I drove all around Louisville, Kentucky looking for it, so I could get it before I came back home. So again, I think third-party games are going to be fine. Obviously, we know the first-party Nintendo games are going to sell like crazy on it. Now, to slightly switch on this and stay with Nintendo, so they just did the Nintendo Direct for Donkey Kong. Mm-hmm. It's still not doing it for me, man.
Can I tell you something about that? So when I went to the event, I felt, and look, I mentioned this also on the podcast, I didn't like it. Yeah. I felt like something was missing.
Yeah.
It felt like the only option I could do is just run around, punch and break rocks and dig and all that stuff, right? But I feel like now, seeing what it is and the things you could do, and now I see boss battles. Now it feels like a full game. I'm gonna give an opportunity, and I'm gonna play with an open mind. I think it's gonna be better than what I got to play, because I feel like Nintendo was hiding so much from the game. It felt empty to me. And people are like, oh, it's Donkey Kong. I'm like, yo, I get it. People are hype, but this was not a great demo. I didn't like the demo at all. Yeah, we had this conversation. Good. Yeah. But that presentation, the Direct, I'm like, okay, now I see they were trying to keep it as a surprise, but I felt like they should have used that for the Nintendo Direct and show a little bit more, hide a couple other things, but not everything. It wasn't. To me, that demo wasn't the greatest to me. You know what I'm saying? And there was other people that also I talked to that went to the event. They felt the same. Like, yo, something is odd about that demo. But I feel like just because it was Donkey Kong, people were hype about it, but not actually like taking their time. Like, look, is it a good demo? But I think I'm gonna give it a chance now that I got to see the presentation. I think the presentation was great. It was dope.
Which is fair. And like I said, I know there's going to be an audience for it. There's going to be people excited to go play it. I feel like I'm in the minority when it comes to not really feeling it like most people are. But it just, I think this isn't what I wanted from a new Donkey Kong game. I think it really just comes down to that. And then you couple in the fact, bro, there's so many games I'm trying to juggle and play right now. It's like I'm not gonna force myself to go play this when it comes out at launch, when it's not something that is really appealing to me now. Maybe once it is out and, you know, I hear more impressions of it, maybe that'll change my mind and, you know, I'll pick it up down the road. But it's just not something I see me playing, you know,
Yeah.
at launch.
I have to say this, so and I know you talk about the sales, and I think there's a couple of factors to that I think people are not bringing up. The sales numbers compared to the original Switch is higher when it comes to like third party.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a bit higher. I also think that, and there's several reasons why. I think gaming right now is so expensive. Look, you buying a $450 console, maybe because you got Mario Kart, or maybe you just got the console and just playing like your original games. People are gonna be very selective on what they want to play. People want to play stuff that is interesting, stuff that they probably never played before. Like, look, Cyberpunk is an old game, but like, there's a lot of people that are very interested on playing that game that have never played. 'Cause look, they probably don't have a PC, they don't have an Xbox, they don't have a PlayStation, but they only have a Nintendo. That's a Nintendo Switch or Switch 2. This is like an opportunity for them to play for the first time, right? But let me tell you, if it's a game like Forza or like Halo or I don't know, Horizon for PlayStation, like let's say, imagine those games on the Switch. I bet you it will sell like crazy because people are curious that have never
Hmm.
experienced those games before. You know what I'm saying? Now for third party, I think they just need to release the right game. Like I can see Borderlands 4, I can see that selling a lot on the Switch when it comes out, you know? Or in the future, I'm trying to think of other new games that's coming out that was announced. Oh, like Final Fantasy 7 remake. I mean, that's an old game. I bet you that's going to sell a lot because a lot of Nintendo fans are also RPG fans, you know. So and
Hmm.
actually, I think it will. The numbers are probably going to be even better than previously too. In my opinion, I think so because it's just Nintendo fans, you know. So it's not because it's Nintendo and they're having a hard time selling third party. I think it's all about the content, man. It's at the
Yeah,
end of
yeah,
the day,
I agree. I agree. Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
you know. So, but I just want to bring that up because I feel like a lot of people bring that up. Like, oh man, Nintendo's always having a hard time selling third party. Look, I know the first party numbers is a beast. You can't compare, but there's going to be games that comes out on the Switch that's third party that's going to sell. Right now, it's not the right ones. It's only maybe Cyberpunk and maybe Yakuza third place, but that's about it, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
actually, you have the Nintendo Switch too there. So can you check the eShop? I'm very curious to see which one is like the top. But I remember the top Nintendo Switch 2 games was like Mario Kart World. Second was Cyberpunk, and I can't remember what's the third one. Maybe Zelda, but there was a couple third party games there that that's also up there. But I know next month supposedly there's a new Nintendo Direct. We're probably gonna get to see some other games that's gonna get announced. The rumor is we're probably gonna find out the date of Metro Prime 4, the official date on that. Um I predict that's probably coming out September ish. Metro Prime 4. All right, what is it? I can't read it. It's hard to see. Okay, so I see Zelda is number 3 and 4. No Man's Sky number 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, interesting.
all
Yeah.
right. I see. What is that? Split Fiction at the bottom and Street Fighter. It's really hard to see
Yeah,
because
let
of
me
the light.
see.
But yo, it's doing pretty good digitally. Look, I don't buy physical games anymore, but it's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good.
Yeah, so and then that's the bottom of the list. You can
Bottom.
see there.
Zelda, Bravely Default. I'm surprised that Welcome Tour is up there.
I know, that's what I just saw too. I
Hey,
was like,
Brit-
man.
and let me tell you, that game, and a lot of people don't know this, but let's say there's certain features you can't use if you don't have that accessory. So, like for example, if you don't have the camera, there's a feature that you can't use. So you have to have all the accessories in order for you to play the full game. That's crazy. Come on,
Yeah.
Nintendo. And you're charging $10. too much. Too much. Anything else, Paris, about 'cause you've been playing this handheld. How's the battery life? Because you've been on the go. Have you been noticing the difference or not really?
Honestly, it just seems pretty much on par with the old Switch. So I mean, I don't really. I know it doesn't seem like it's lasting longer or less or anything. It seems just about what I expected. So
Yeah.
no real issues.
And have you tried the game chat? And I haven't at all. I've been just going to Discord and
That's what Discord's for.
I've been using that. I'm
Yeah.
curious because I haven't. I know there's people that connected like their cameras and it works, but and there's other third party cameras that you could connect it there too if you want to play and try it out. But we'll see. But overall, I think the console is good, man. Look, this is only a couple weeks old. Give it a year, or
Oh
even
no,
less than that.
I don't think anybody should be stressing out over this. Again, it just launched. You got a Mario Kart at launch. Like I said, year from now, we know we get games. I mean, don't forget the Mario sequel movie. The sequel to the movie is coming out next year. I'd be shocked if they don't have something planned around that. So, it'll be
Yo,
fine.
when people will go nuts, and I'm not saying that this is your type of game, but if Nintendo announced the next Animal Crossing, let's just say,
hmm
because it's been how long? It's been since 2020. Yo, it's been
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a minute.
5+ years now. If Nintendo announced a game like that, bro, that
Yeah,
system
people
will
are
sell.
crazy. I mean, think of Nintendo has such a rogues gallery of IPs that they can do. Don't forget that new Kirby game is going to come out. Obviously, Metroid Prime 4 is still coming out. Like I said, a new Mario. We're well overdue for a new 3D Mario. So even though I know people are speculating, did the 3D Mario team make this Donkey Kong game? But they'll trust me. Nintendo's going to be fine.
They're gonna be fine.
I'm not stressed over that.
Now, Paris, if you have to pick one game that you would love to see from, because look, Xbox is probably going to announce something for the Switch soon. Because during the
Well,
direct, we got to see a lot of PlayStation 5 games. What is the game that you would love to play on the Switch soon? For me, I think will be like a Halo, maybe Master Chief Collection or Halo Infinite for me. Forza second.
Honestly, it's not something I put a lot of thought into as far as a specific Xbox game. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about it.
Sea of Thieves, I think, will be the right crowd also for this game.
I think to your point, I think Forza Horizon 5 will do big on there. I think that's going to be something people will love to play on there. It'd be nice to have something like South of Midnight on the go.
You know what? I can see that.
I can see something like that.
I could
And to your point, they're going to put Halo and all that. You know what? Gears of War Reloaded will be that. You know what? Playing Gears of War Reloaded on that thing co-op with people online would be fun too. So
Yeah.
I could see that. I mean, I would imagine they're putting the Outer Worlds again. They're gonna put everything on there.
Yeah.
Everything that they got coming
Yeah.
out. Oh, duh! I tell you exactly what would be great on there. And I don't know if they'll do this while it's in game preview, but Grounded 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Grounded 2 would be great on that.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. Oh man, I'm sitting with Avowed, Grounded 2, and look, the Outer Worlds came out also on the Switch. This is
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
what
on
I'm
the
saying.
Switch
They're
too.
gonna put it on there, 100%.
Yeah, they could definitely do that. By the way, speaking about Gears, 'cause I know we talked about Gears. We're gonna move on to the next topic here. So Paris and I, we got to play Gears Award Reloaded. I played first of all, I tried the handheld mode because Paris was telling me, yo, you need to check out the handheld, bro.
Yeah.
That handheld device. Ooh, I don't know. I never played the previous one, so I don't know what is the difference when it comes to like the design of holding it. But man, it felt good. It felt very light. It felt very light.
It's. I'm telling you right now, it's the grip. Like look at my dirty screen, but it's the grips, man. I mean, like I'm trying to pull this back so you can see.
Yeah.
Like I'm holding this is very flat. Like you got like when this obviously it's like having the Xbox controller in your hands with this handheld. That's what
Yeah.
it feels like. It's very comfortable to use, and not that this is bad. But that just improves it so much more. It makes it way more comfortable to hold and use for long periods of time. That's going to be honestly, in my opinion, that's going to be the big difference between the Ally X and the Xbox Ally X is going to be those grips, and obviously better processor and all that in it as well. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun to use.
Yeah, I was playing this single player campaign for a while because everybody, look, a lot of people wanted to play the PlayStation 5 version, and a couple of people also tried out like the Xbox and I think PC. But once I was done, I was like, "Yo, Paris, what's up? You want to do co-op?" So Paris went to the Xbox version. I went to the PS5 version, and we were sitting next to each other, and we were playing there for so long, so long that the room got empty, and people came up to us like from like the PR team, like, "Hey guys, we have another session coming up."
No, but remember what he said exactly. He was like, this is like a preview event. y'all got to go.
Yeah, we had to leave. But yo, flawless
we're
playing
great.
that, and it felt really good. The dual sense, the dual controller, whatever. Like it felt really, really, really good, man. Shooting and you only get that with certain games, that little feature, and it felt good, man. It felt really, really dope.
Hey, it's like I said at the time, and I know I've said a couple other times since, but that's a 20-year-old game. And obviously, they've made visual improvements and all that because, showing what it looked like in 2006 to what it looks like now is night and day. But when this does come out on PlayStation and eventually on Switch too, there's going to be an audience for it. Because if that game came out today, like the Gears of War just came out today, I mean, people would jump on that immediately. The co-op stuff on is fun. The cover mechanics, the shooting, all still felt fun. I mean, is it a little dated? Yes, but not that much. Still felt great to play.
A little bit. I mean, if you compare the first game to this, it's a huge difference of Paris. Like background is a lot. You visually, you can see a lot more. What?
Listen to what I said.
You said, is it dated?
I'm not talking about the visuals.
First of all, why are you pointing at me? I'm pointing at you. I'm pointing at you. Stop pointing at me, then. Yeah. No, the game looks good. The game looks good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dope. And I think this is a great introduction before E-Day comes out.
Of course.
There's going to be a lot of people.
And this is strategic for that very reason.
Yeah.
They know they're going to get a whole another audience on PlayStation that's going to experience Gears for the first time. So you do this to introduce them to Gears, and then boom, next year, 20th anniversary, you launch E-Day.
Yeah. So let's talk about this new video that Sarah Bond released a couple of days ago. Lot of discussion
about this. You got the video ready to play?
No.
You should.
I have to search for it.
You should. You should have had it prepared, ready to go.
Just talk about it. I'm not gonna do that. No, but for real, like it talks about partnership with AMD and also the next generation of Xbox and so on. Like it was a great video, and I'm glad that Sarah's out there now talking a lot more about this. There's gonna be different opinions from people. I know that online, but I think it was great presentation and great messaging about what's next. And here's the thing. I think in gaming, it's good to change things around. It helps the industry to try out new things. We can't be doing the same thing over and over again. After a while, there's nothing innovative. Like there's no competition. Like years back, I remember when Xbox started releasing games on the PC, and I think Quantum Break was the first one where you could play it on PC and Xbox version. And there was a lot of discussions about that at that time. But look, fast forward now. Look how common it is now of games from companies like Xbox and even PlayStation now releasing on PC. Not day to date, but is out there a year later or a couple months later. I think the only one that they've done that was Helldivers from PlayStation. And it was a huge success for the company, So like it all started with Xbox back in the days. And I'm even going to take it even further, Paris. The 360 era, it was Shadowrun was the first one, I believe.
Remember
remember that
GamerCast Network? We did the whole thing.
Yeah. So Shadowrun was the first one where there were you could crossplay with PC gamers and console gamers, and the game wasn't well received, but it was very different when it came out at that time, and it took a while for them to actually make that change, So I'm excited for the future. I think it's going to be really dope to play Xbox games that I love and some that we're going to discover in the future. This new, on any device, especially now, like that we look, we were talking about us traveling and doing stuff, and sometimes it's easy for me to play on my computer or handheld or my console. Now that I have the option to make a decision, like where can I play, and I could take my progress of the game that I've been playing or reviewing or whatever, and continue that somewhere else, through the cloud, handheld, etc. It's easier. I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like now there's more options more than ever on playing these games, and especially someone that can afford a console, but they have a TV and they could just have a controller. They could play through the cloud until they have enough money to buy a console or PC in the future. I think it's a good thing. I don't see that as like a bad thing at all, and it's good to see change in the industry slowly. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, go ahead.
Now, Danny,
Yes.
you said future. Are you just repeating Microsoft and Xbox marketing talking points? Are you just going along with what they tell you that you should be saying? Or are you
Well,
using your own brain and your own logic and reason to see that, sure, they change business strategy, but they're providing the player more options? At the end of the day, they're saying, look, we're going to stop trying to make you come to us to play our games. We're going to bring the games to you across a multitude of devices. We're going to provide services that takes your progress wherever you go,
mhm.
crossplay, everything that you're talking about. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're explaining here? I
Well,
just want to be clear.
I heard that every time we say the word future, it's a part of the royalty check, so we get checks.
Ah,
Ah!
so that's why I say future a lot, and you can dig in my tweets and see I've been saying this since 2009. Is that what you're saying?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
So I want to be clear here.
Yeah.
So being excited about something new and thinking it potentially could be the future direction of where gaming is headed, we are allowed to say that. We're allowed to say
course.
that. Is that what you're saying? Okay. I
Of
just want
course.
to be clear because
Yeah.
I've been told that that is just repeating marketing talking points and not actual reality. I just want to be clear.
I'm gonna say something, man. I'm gonna say something that you know, and this is the truth. This is the truth.
Yeah,
This is,
yeah, yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
and I'm going way back in the days, way in the
Mhm.
early days. I'm talking about like Atari. No, actually, no, Nintendo, Genesis era. I'm gonna go with that era, right? You know, I remember buying a Nintendo, and my friend showed me his Sega Genesis, right? And I'm like, damn, man, I wish I could. I wish I have that console. At that time, we were not rich, Paris. Like, yo, our parents, hey, you only could have one, and that's it.
Mhm.
Maybe one game too.
Mhm.
Like, no, those games back then, because I know people are now complaining about $80 and 90. Yo, back then, it was like a wild, wild west. Everything was expensive back then.
Yeah.
Some were cheap, some was very expensive. There was no rules back in the days when it comes to that, right? And no YouTube. There was a couple magazines, all that stuff, but like I had to be very picky on buying games. And what helped me also at that time was going to like a Blockbuster Video or like a local rental area where I could rent some games to the weekend and try it out and so on, right? But here's the thing, man. I couldn't afford getting a bunch of consoles back then. Now, people that are like they can't afford buying a lot of consoles, now they have the option. What is the cheapest option for you to get into the game, Xbox game, let's just say. Now you have so many different ways to play it. Back then we didn't have that. And I
Mm-mm.
don't know why people are still stuck on the console. I just want to stay with my old era and my old way, and that's it. Bro, there's so many people that would love to play on their mobile device, on their handheld or whatever. Give the people the option. It's not you have to buy this and that's the only way you'll buy. Here's the thing. When we have conversation with developers a year ago, last year I think it was, when the business podcast was coming out, we were talking about the company going multi-platform. I remember every developer that we talked to, they said the same exact thing. We would love for our game that we worked for years to be in multiple devices. Now more people are gonna get to play our game that we worked on. They love to see that. They love to see that. And look, guys, we could talk about multiple games that came out on the PlayStation 5 that the numbers is not is like compared to like how many consoles they sold worldwide, the numbers is not even up there like that, unless it's like a major game, like maybe God of War or something like that. But Ratchet and Clank, love that game. Returnal, my favorite PlayStation 5 games. Those numbers wasn't that high compared to the other ones. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I bet you when that game is gonna come out in different devices, the numbers of people playing it is gonna go higher and higher. So I see that as a good thing, and it's also great for the industry because now more people are gonna work on these projects, port or whatever, and it's more jobs. I see it like that. I see more good than bad. I don't see the bad. Xbox making this decision. Now, do I agree 100% of Xbox doing with the
No.
messaging on that? No, of course not. But they're trying to do something new. Look, if their business strategy that they've been doing for like years is not working, why not change it up? Here's the thing: if there's no competition, if let's say Xbox goes out of business, let's just say, right? Then what? PlayStation going to be doing the same exact thing. Like there's not going to be no competition. It reminds me of when 2K football, NFL 2K, and Madden was going at it. You remember that? It was going at it, and there was one year where 2K was like, you know what? Let's do this something that has never been done before. Let's sell this game for $20. Do you remember that? You know how
I
terrified
remember
EA
it,
was?
and let me add a little context to that.
Yeah,
NFL 2K5 was 1999,
1999.
and we're in 20, and this was 2005. It is 20 years later. That is still the greatest football game ever made. So much so, and because of that price point, EA went back to the NFL, renegotiated, and made the license exclusive because they didn't want the competition.
Yeah.
Those are facts. You can go Google that and see it for yourself. I'm not making that up. But continue, please.
No, I just want to say that. Like, I feel like with all the discussion of like layoffs and this and, execs doing stupid decisions, also, we need to make a change, bro. We need to make a change. This whole, let's keep it the old way, it's not working. Our numbers are not going up compared to like 2020. Everybody was home, so everybody was just buying everything back then, like. But after that, the number never went up. As maybe a GTA 6 or something like that. Maybe it's gonna change things around, when it comes to that. But bro, like I think people are afraid of change, and we need to make change, man. If in order for this industry to innovate and do new things, man. And also, I want new people to come to our community to try all these cool games that we were playing throughout the years too, man, in different ways, not just buying a console. You get what I'm saying? So,
no, and I agree. And I want to say this. I'm be dead serious when I say this. So y'all want to clip this, put it on the internet, go for it.
Yeah.
So a point that you're making about people are afraid of change is true in the grand scheme of things. But when it comes to gaming and the discourse that we see online, let's remember that is not a representation of the vast majority of people out there that play games. The vast majority of people out there that play games literally don't care. They don't care. They don't care where they play a game, what device it is, and all of that. We're of that generation where we grew up with the brand loyalty, Nintendo versus Sega, obviously Xbox versus PlayStation once we got into the 2000s, stuff like that. But we had Peter Moore on earlier this year. He admitted, hey, back then it was Wild Wild West. It was fun. We encouraged it because of all the competition. That has completely shifted to where we are now. And I've said this a million times, and I'm going to say it again, and you will experience this as well. My children don't care. They are the next generation of gamers. They're the audience that these companies are chasing now. They don't care. When they play Fortnite or anything, right? Whatever game they're playing, they don't care if it's on the Switch, on an Xbox, the PlayStation, the freaking Vectrex. It doesn't matter. They just want to play their games. They want the convenience of being able to play their games where they want to go play them. And look, I want to keep this a buck. I want to be real. I get that I get a lot of crap online because, oh, you're the Xbox guy and blah, 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 blah. I just like gaming, period. I don't care what platform. I'll never tell anyone not to go play on where they want to go play. Sure, we talk a lot about Xbox. Obviously, we're Gamer Tag Radio, duh. But I see what Xbox is doing. And to your point, not that I 100% agree with this multi-platform strategy. Everybody loved the clip where I said, oh, get your pitchforks of Halo and Gears go. Because at that time, I was like, they're not going to do that. That's crazy. But no, they are going to do it. And yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it was weird. You playing Gears on PlayStation and we're doing the co-op. And then since I've played the Gears of War beta on PlayStation, it's freaking weird. But you get over it. You get used to it. You move on. At this point, Halo will be on a PlayStation. It will be on a Switch. Just get used to it. It's happening. But at the end of the day, you got to, like you're talking sales numbers and all that. Here's the distinction. We're customers. We're the consumer. I don't care about their sales numbers and all that. I am not here to argue about who sold more, did this, MAUs and all that stuff. What I care about is, as a consumer, you delivering quality products and giving it to me at value. Period, point blank. That is all that should matter to you. Mm-hmm. This whole arguing back and forth about Xbox, PlayStation, and Xbox is pivoting their strategy. You know what? Good that more people get to play these games. That's how you should be looking at it. Good that now I have flexibility on the fact that I can start a game on my PC. I can pivot over to my console. I can cloud stream it off the freaking TV. I can do whatever. This is the world that they're clearly have taken their infrastructure and their services and their platform to. Obviously, we bring this back to the whole main topic, what Sarah Bond talked about in her video, and then what Lisa Su, because God darn it, I said Lisa Wu in that YouTube video. I was like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. And I'm not re-recording this. I put a little thing in the chat, and I was like, that's it. I'm not re-recording this. But and Lisa Su, she's the head of AMD. So what Sarah Bond said, and then what Lisa Su said, as far as this partnership that Xbox and AMD is doing, obviously what we got to see a couple weeks ago at the showcase, and them pushing the Windows operating system to the forefront of being the #1 gaming platform. Sign me up. It sounds great in theory. Let's see if they pull all this off. But if now, and this is just a simple way that I phrase this. If Xbox is Windows and Windows is Xbox, and we'll get to a day where, sure, Xbox will give me a console, there are partner devices, handhelds, and all that. But I truly believe there will be a day where I can build my own PC of whatever varying performance level, and it's essentially an Xbox. I enable game mode and it becomes an Xbox. I get to play my games on it. My progress travels wherever I go. I can play all these games. And if I so choose that, hey, I don't want to invest into that, I can still buy the games off the Steam store. I can still buy them off of Epic, GOG. I can hop on the PlayStation, play the games there on the Switch. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing. The only people that argue that are people that are online that simply say the silly stuff for attention. Period, point blank. That's all it comes down to. The average consumer doesn't care. Like I said, my neighbor across the street play Madden, I'm play Call of Duty and NBA. And if it's on the Xbox, great. If it's on the PlayStation, great. Whatever device I have and I have access to those games, that's all I care about. And that's all it comes down. And again, the value proposition of it. I don't like $80 games. I don't like the fact that GTA could be $100 and we'll still run out and go buy it. Mm-hmm. But at least we do have something like Game Pass. Regardless of what you might personally think of it, I think it's a great value. I've obviously been saying this for years, but here we are in 2025 and we're truly starting to see, damn, they got a lot of stuff on there, and it's only going to be more as we go into 2026 and beyond. So is Xbox perfect? Of course not. Do I agree with everything they do? Of course not. But I do see a lot of things that I do agree with. I do see a lot of future facing things that they're doing that I'm excited about. And that's all that should matter, ultimately. So to my detractors, to the people that don't agree with this, I don't know, just keep talking, because guess what? I'm going to keep talking too. And I think most people agree with what I have to say when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And the rest, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Go play where you want. That's all I can say, and enjoy it, because that's what it should be about.
Yeah, I think, and we're gonna move forward, but I think a lot of people that complain. Actually, I'm gonna give a I'm gonna give a perfect example. Like there
Yeah.
was a lot of people that were talking about Nintendo Switch 2, not enough games, $80, Mario Kart World, like videos and tweets and all kinds of. I even seen TikTok videos of people like, you know, saying, "Oh, it's gonna be a failure. It's not gonna sell." Bro, look at the numbers. The numbers of people that actually bought a Nintendo Switch. Actually, look at the store midnight launch across the world. The line was the line was ridiculous long. Like it was long. People waited for hours to get the Nintendo Switch. Sometimes when we get to see opinions like that online, that's like 0.1% of the population of the consumer population that
Hmm.
actually buy and play stuff. That little group are always gonna complain and do things where it's either they want attention because they want to go back and forth with people,
Yeah.
or clickbait. They wanted their videos to get a lot of views, and they'll post like the darkest thumbnail of like, then with the angry face or like, like whatever
Wait,
expression
wait,
with the
wait, wait,
Nintendo
wait.
Switch, like,
Let me get it right.
$80 or whatever it is. Yeah, like it's like, come on, man. It's so. Here's the thing. Why in the world are we supporting that? Why are we supporting that? Meanwhile, at the same time, we're complaining about like layoffs and the industry. Like, oh, there's some more important things to talk about than stupid things that the average consumer don't care. I think there's ways for us to have conversations if we want change. There is ways to do that, not buying it, but like complaining or attacking someone that they love a device or a game that you don't like, or you don't agree or whatever. That's not really helping the situation, bro.
It doesn't at all.
It's not at all, man. So
And again, I'm because I just feel like keeping it a buck today.
yeah,
So we're at the watch party. We're at the watch party with the actual gaming community in person in real life,
yep.
watching the Xbox showcase. And when they showed off that handheld, I tweeted in real time about how excited I was about it, how I thought this could be the future. I think I just said the future. It could lead the way for the future of handhelds. But what I really meant was Windows handhelds, because obviously we knew what was going on.
Sure.
So
Hmm.
you'd be like, there's a whole ass thread online about me, people just angry at me for saying that. And that's where that whole future thing came from. And it's just like, really? So you're mad that I'm excited about something? This is where we are with online discourse. And again, I'm saying all this that online discourse is not real. So
It's
this
not
is why
real.
you should ignore it,
It's not
because
real.
these are just people that want to be upset about something or weaponize something for engagement. That's really all it comes down to. And we don't need to
No, no, no.
belabor
We
on
don't.
that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my point is, be excited about stuff, man. I will never shy away from showing my excitement about something. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if in the moment I see something that catches my eye that I think, hey man, this might be the next thing, of
Hmm.
course I'm going to talk about it. Of course I want to be excited about it. So
Hmm.
don't ever let anyone dissuade you from that. Is my point. It's okay to be excited about things. It
I, I'm
is.
gonna I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I remember I was living in New York at that time. This is like I was there maybe for like a couple months. I can't remember exactly, but I went to an event in New York. I'm not gonna say the name of the location or everything. It's just I was just there, and they were recording. I think they were streaming. I think they were streaming, talking to different people that were there, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
packed house, right? And they were like, Danny, I know you play a lot of games. So, like, what is it you're playing right now? And I kept it real. I go, man, I have 100 hours now playing The Witcher 3 on the Switch, and the whole crowd started laughing. Why the Switch? I go, duh, because I'm always traveling. I'm always doing something. I'm never home. I take the Switch with me. So I'm playing the Witcher 3, and I even had more hours than the Xbox version and also the PC version. And I'm having a great time. And people think graphics or FPS or whatever is the only way for you to have like a better time. No, man, like people are gonna have different ways for them to enjoy. Like there's people that enjoy games 30 FPS and some 60 or 120, whatever. Like that doesn't matter. The what matters to me is the experience. Like, yo, if I'm having a good time, I don't care about the graphics, how it looks. Now, of course, I would love to play on the ultra wide screen, all that stuff, right? But yo, if the option is in the Switch, I'm
It's
gonna go with
options.
that, man. Yeah,
That's the point. Hmm.
yeah, and that's the issue that I've been having, where people, not all, some don't like other people enjoying what they talk about, like passionate online. Some people like cozy games. Do I like cozy games? No, but if I see people that are having a good time and they're happy with it, they're happy with it. Like that's what it matters. Gaming is supposed to be for us to have fun,
Of
not for
course.
us to
Of
attack
course.
other people because you're not into it or whatever. So like, back here's the thing, and I love talking about gaming back when we were kids, Paris, because yeah, there was the console war nonsense back, but it wasn't how it is today, where we were not attacking other people that were enjoying things. Look, I remember playing Mortal Kombat Super Nintendo with no blood, and I had my cousins that had the Sega Genesis version that had blood, right? We were not attacking each other like, oh, well, yours has blood and mine does. Like we were
Right.
not. We were just like, we would compare, like, oh, what's the difference? Like, but we would trade each other consoles because I had games that they didn't, and they had games that I didn't, and we were just like, hey, I'll lend you my console, my games, lend me yours. Like, even with neighbors, I would do that, because at the same time, we just wanted to have a good time, man. It wasn't about brand loyalty. Now, there's going to be moments where I think at that time the marketing from different companies took advantage of that back in the days, and it made sense at that time to do that. Even during the 360 era and PlayStation 3 era, that right, PlayStation 3 and 360, like that was different at that time too. So of course people were taking advantage of it. I mean, we had Peter Moore that you said earlier. He talked about it on the show, but he even said like, yo, it's a different time.
Yes.
It's
Hmm.
not the
Is just
same.
different.
It's not the same. And we grew out of that, A lot of us like, yo, we just want to play games. I could care less on what device I can be playing, man. You know what I'm saying? So like I see what Xbox is doing, and I see the potential of that growing. And here's another thing too that a lot of people don't talk about. If the next console, which I know is going to happen, where we're going to get to put in there also a Steam app, I could also play PlayStation games on an Xbox device, bro. Do you think PlayStation is going to say no to that? They're going to say, hell yeah, we want more players to try our
Yeah,
games.
yeah. I've said that from the
Like,
jump that
yeah,
PlayStation. Why would PlayStation care about a cut? Like, because you own the game, so it's a game that I have. It is a Windows device that you already are allowing to be played. So it has Xbox branding on it. Now we're gonna jump through a bunch of hoops and lawsuits or whatever crazy stuff they would have to do to try and block it. That would make no sense to me.
that
If
would
it's
be dumb.
playable, it's just playable as
Yeah.
far as I see. And again, it's a bit look, you got to separate fandom from business. Business wise, they're trying to grow, they're trying to make money, period. The more money you make, the more your investors and your stockholders are happy, you continue doing what you're doing. Fandom is the ones, well, no, 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 I can't play on that. Why? I mean, seriously, I would pose that question to anyone. Anyone that would be upset if Spider-Man 2 was playable on whatever this next Xbox is, if it's a Windows device, why would that upset you?
Hmm.
Seriously. Just ask yourself that question. Why would that bother you so much? And then I think when you get to the answer, you'll realize how ridiculous that is.
Yeah. But it's funny. I remember we were at Summer Game Fest last year and we saw Horizon, the Lego game. Look, we're gonna have
Yeah.
different opinions about the game.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing the Switch logo and I'm like, huh. I remember those same people that were talking about, oh, Xbox going third party. Yo, PlayStation's experimenting. Now, in my opinion, was it the right game for the sales numbers to go like crazy high? Who knows what happened behind the scenes? But that to me was a test. The PlayStation is testing the waters for other games in the future that is going to be on the Switch too, and potentially, who knows, maybe Xbox. Who knows? I think they're testing the waters, man, because at the end of the day, they want to expand. They want numbers to grow. They can't just rely on just one device anymore. It's not like that anymore, man. The more, the better. That's how I see it. Think
I
of it
mean, you
as
got it.
like, think about
Yeah.
it like Netflix. I remember when Netflix first launched, Paris, first launched as a streaming device, a streaming app. I remember it was on Xbox for an exclusive for a year before it went to other consoles. Imagine if Netflix decided, oh no, this is only an Xbox app, an Xbox exclusive, and nowhere else. Do you think Netflix will be how it is today?
No. No, of course
That
not.
would be stupid if for them to decide like, hey, let's make this exclusive and that's it. No, you have to expand. The more you expand, the better it is for the company, man. The better for you. You know, like better for the consumer. 'Cause now you have options like where to watch or where to play these games. You know, watching what movies and so on. But yeah, what were you gonna say, Paris?
I don't even remember at this
Oh,
point, but no,
yeah.
everything you're saying is spot on, and that's just the whole point of I think what we're talking about. You know, getting back to the main topic of this, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this expanded partnership with AMD and Xbox is going to be. The thing that excites me the most is essentially making whatever this next Xbox is Windows. So, like I said before, any device running Windows can play all this stuff and the open platform side of it. And the biggest part of this is backwards compatibility. The fact that they're committing to backwards compatibility, and it sounds like, and we'll see how this plays out. You're gonna play your legacy Xbox games on Windows, like essentially on your PC. That's gonna happen. And if they unlock that, hey, who's mad at that? Who's upset at that? Because look, like it or not, I understand, how much people covet physical media. There's definitely still a sector of the audience that it matters to. I get it, totally get it. But the reality is, everything's going to digital libraries and all of that. So if I can basically take my digital library across multiple devices and these games are playable, that's a win. And like I said, it's not just Xbox. The fact that Microsoft is pushing for these open platforms now so that, sure, they won't make 100% of the money if you buy the game off of Steam, but they're allowing Steam to be on their devices. So if I want to play my games from Steam, I can do that. I want to play them from Epic, I can do that. That's a win to me. That's not, as a consumer, as a gamer, that's just good. I have more flexibility, more options on where I want to buy and play my games. Because again, having multiple digital stores available to me across these devices, I mean, look, we know Steam's always doing sales. Like, I don't have to just buy it from Xbox. I can go buy, oh, it's on sale over here. I'm gonna go get it over here and play it there. You know what I mean? So let's see if they pull it off. I mean, this is all in theory and this is all in concept. They still need to execute, you know?
Agreed.
And if they can execute this and they get it right, I look forward to it. Obviously, we'll get this, let's say the full name.
Oh,
The Asus Rogue. Wait, oh my God, I'm effing it up already. The Asus Rogue Xbox Ally.
wait, did people were making fun of our video where I think we call it ROG? I think that's
Well,
what's
that's what I mean. People call it a different thing. I don't even say ROG. I just say ROG. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah,
It stands for Republic of Gamers. That's the Asus thing. But
yeah.
the whole point is that handheld's going to come out later this year. The updates they're doing to Windows will be exclusive to that for this year because talking to the engineers at the showcase, they want to make sure they get this right before they expand it to multiple devices. So eventually, your old Ally, you're going to be able to update Windows on that, the Legion Go, MSI Claw, stuff like that. And then, like I said, eventually you're just going to be able, like you can do Steam OS right now. I can just install Steam OS on whatever device I want, and it's essentially a Steam Deck. I think that happens with Windows, where I can just install Windows on whatever I want. Now it's an Xbox. I think that
Yo,
happens.
I feel like the name is too long.
It
They gotta
is,
keep.
but it's a partner device. So
I know.
Asus wants their branding in it, obviously, so they're going to call it that. But think about it. When Lenovo comes out with theirs, it's going to be called the Lenovo Legion Go S Xbox or something, right? It's like that's
Yo,
what we're going to call
it
it.
remind me of like those gamer tags back then. XX, your name
Yeah.
XX. It's
Yeah.
like it's long, man. It's funny. Look, for those who are watching or listening, what is it you gonna? What was it? How you call that device yourself? Because I feel like everybody has like a different way to call it. Some call it Rogue X, X Alley. Like it's just it's all over the all over the place. Look, I just call it the Xbox handheld for now because it's too long
Yeah.
for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything else, Paris, before we wrap it up?
No, I think that's it. Excited for Wu Tang tonight.
Woo!
I've never seen them in person.
Really? This is like
No.
my third time
Yeah.
seeing them together. Actually, and I talked about this. My first Wu Tang show. I have to fly somewhere. I found it the other day. My first show that I went for Wu Tang, ODB, 1994. I think his album just came out in Miami, and also got to see Method Man, Capadonna. I seen you know who I would love to see live that I've never seen him live? Jizza. I would love to. I see
Yeah.
Raekwon multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's be dope. And for those who are going to the show today or any other time, because they're still going to be performing all the way to like next month, and I believe they're also going to Vancouver and Montreal after this tour from the U.S. The teaser of the new Wu Tang Rise of the Deceivers is going to be playing there too. We worked on that. Make sure to check it out. Paris, I can't wait for you to watch it, big screen.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
before-
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I seen videos of the shows. I think they were on San Diego last night. They were right there by your area. So, but you're gonna come over here to LA to watch
Yeah.
it. That's gonna be cool. Now, what is the one song you can't wait to see it live? One song performance from the Wu that you're like, yo, that's my jam. That's my jam.
So it's funny you say that because I was talking with my son. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the Wu Tang thing, and he's obviously newer generation, so he didn't grow up in it like we did. So I was explaining to him, like mid '90s, '94. Obviously, 36 Chambers came out, and you instantly just fell in love with Wu Tang.
Yeah.
Now you might not agree, but I told my son the greatest hip hop album ever made was Raekwon the Chef, Ghostface Killer.
I know you're gonna say
Say it.
the Purple Tape.
No, I don't think
Which
so.
one? Well, I mean, we call it the Purple Tape. That's not the album name, but yeah. Which one then?
Wait, so what are you talking about? No, just say what do you call it then?
The Raekwon's first album.
Yes.
Yeah, we call it the Purple Tape because the tape was actually purple when it came out.
That's right.
Yeah. So we call it Purple Tape. Now,
That's right.
I love that album, but Supreme Clientele from Ghostface.
Oh,
Woo! Yo, it's up there, It's up there.
but now are they going to play stuff from that? At
No,
the
they are.
concert?
They're playing. They
Oh,
they're performing. So I don't want to ruin it, but I know
Oh.
that they're doing first album and individual songs. But they're doing a lot of like first or second album, but individual stuff too.
but only built for Cuban links. I mean, this is why, for me, I think it's the greatest hip hop album ever made.
Yeah,
I can start. I just track one to the end. I just the whole way through.
it's sick.
But when you ask what song I want to hear, it's like I don't know if I would love to hear Criminology or Incarcerated Scarface. It's like I'm kind of in there. Oh,
The Attack.
those beats, it's just heat, dude. It's so good.
Yo, you know which one I would love to see them perform one last time, One last time. Of course, Protect Your Neck. That's like
Yes, classic.
that's like the ultimate. But what was the first single from the Wu-Tang Forever? Triumph? Bro,
Yes, Triumph is good. Yes.
really like Triumph. Man, you know what? Mystery of Chess Boxing. There you go.
Yes.
Mystery of Chess Boxing.
But it's, Wu got so many dope songs, man.
I'm wearing my Wu shirt and I'm buying some Wu shirts over there, man, at the show. They actually have the tour one because I've seen pictures of it. It's the W and it says the Final Chamber, and in the back it says all the dates, all the places. So that's like I'm definitely buying that shirt tonight.
Now, wait, so because you brought up Supreme. So Nutmeg is when Ghost drops the verse. He was like, I trained under Bruce Lee. He was on the 4th. I was on the 3rd. I don't know. That line always gets me every freaking time, man. I just freaking love that. I love it.
You know which album that I think This is to me is one of the greatest, also one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time too. Yo, Liquid Swords, yo, from GZA. Ooh,
Oh, see, I was explaining to my son like all Wu Tang and all that, and
bro,
I was like, honestly, GZA because it's genius, but I go, Joe, Liquid Swords is so
yo,
fucking good, dude.
Liquid. So one of our friends has a tattoo of that album cover.
Yeah,
And he also told me that GZA came over here a long time ago, and performed. He had a show, and he performed the whole album live. I was like, damn! If I would have
that'd
been
have been so
here,
good.
I would have checked that out so badly, man. But I know Raekwon is coming out with a documentary
Hmm.
about that album that you're talking about. I think they're probably gonna show the trailer. Like I seen it online already. It looks good, man. Where he talked about behind the scenes how they worked on that album and everything like that. So I'm very excited. But I know under Nas' new label, Mass Appeal, I know Slick Rick just released an album last week. Make sure to check it out. Idris uh, is executive producer of that album. So, anyways, Ghostface and Raekwon are releasing new albums. So Ghostface is releasing Supreme Clientele Part 2 on that this summer. So let's see what's gonna happen, yo. I'm excited.
So
I'm
I
excited.
always joke, and I know you're more of a modern hip hop head than I am, but I'm sorry, the '90s hip hop,
I
I
love
just
everything.
can't. Yeah,
I'm always discovering new stuff. It's hard. Look,
yeah,
it reminded me of like, and I know we're gonna end the show here. We're gonna actually let's end it so we can continue this like
yeah.
overtime.
We need after show now.
All
Let's
right.
go to after show.
Thank you for listening. Until next time, here on the Game Tag Radio. All right, perfect. So, it's like back in the days for me. Back in the days, I remember searching for like the station, and I had to wait for them to play like a certain songs. Like I remember listening to Stretch and Bobbito back in the days. I listened to
Can I pause you on that?
yeah.
So I was explaining to my son, and I even brought you up on that about stretching Bobito because we're talking. I was talking about Biggie. Like I was like, I didn't appreciate Biggie, even though I thought Biggie was dope in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate him way more now than I did back then because you just realize how talented he was. And then I brought up Stretching Bobito that, and I was explaining how that was underground radio and people would be recording it, on the tapes and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
and that documentary when they played the Biggie, when Biggie came in there and freestyled, I
Mm-hmm.
said, that is some of the dopest shit I've ever heard in my life. And he just walked in the studio and just did it off the top of his head. That's the craziest shit ever to me, man. Crazy.
Yeah.
But continue.
No,
But yeah,
no.
Stretch and Bobito was awesome.
So yeah, like I remember listening to the shows back then, and at that time they were back in the days, in the early days of hip hop, like, they were just playing songs like, "Yo, it's hot." This is like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like how it is now. Like, hey, the label sent us this. We gotta play. Back then, I discovered so many dope albums back then, man, and also now with like the streaming services, I've been discovering a lot of talent, new and old, that I've never listened to their music, and it is so dope. Actually, let me show you some. Let me show you some, because I just found it right here. Look at this. Let me see if I find it right here. The picture is very small, but actually, can I? No, I can't zoom in. That's Babito. NBA Elite 11. So let me tell you a little story about this. EA invited me to an event, and when I went to that event, it was for NBA Elite. Remember the year where 2K announced Michael Jordan to be in the cover of.
Mm-hmm.
That was the year where they canceled this game. So I actually played this game. The soundtrack was produced by Ninth Wonder. So Ninth Wonder was there, Bobito was there, and I'm gonna show you one more. And let me see if I can find it here. There's one more picture. J. Cole was there also, and I remember right here, I had somebody recording my interview with him, and I'm there, and J. Cole looked at the camera. He's like, "Hey, can we do audio, man?" I was like, "Yeah." So that was the only clip that I had, and I turned into a picture because that was the good thing I had
Right.
when I interviewed J. Cole. But yeah, bro. Yeah, it's wild, man. Also, he's another one. This is Raekwon
Mm-hmm.
E3. He was just coming out from the Capcom booth. He was there 'cause he did a mixtape for Street Fighter 2 HD remix. I think this is like the 360 era. I can't remember exactly what, but that was fun meeting him there for this. Do you know this person? QD3.
Oh, it's kind of small.
Yeah, it's small.
No.
It's very small, but he
Yeah, I
is.
can't. I don't think
He worked on Tupac's album. He done a lot of documentaries of Tupac, Lil Wayne, all that stuff. His dad is Quincy Jones, so I met Quincy Jones and him at this event. This is where they were doing a game called Scratch. This is the same year that we got to see DJ Hero at E3. They canceled this game right after that because that was
Oh,
the
damn.
year, Paris, that we went to the DJ Hero event. There was Eminem and Jay-Z.
so. Yeah, yeah.
Let me see another one here. This one, Be Real from Cypress Hill. So, okay, you see Crazy Bones in the back over here, but 50 Cent was in this at this event, and I was supposed to interview 50 Cent, and then super last minute we had to cancel. But 50 Cent, I was gonna sit down with him about. We were gonna talk about gaming, and I don't know if he had his game that was working on it at that time. I can't remember, but yeah, man. Yeah, Crazy Bone right here. Shout out to Crazy Bone. And yo, Paris, the most random moment was I'm playing Gears of War, the first Gears of War multiplayer at the Xbox booth. And we had different teams. And I'm there playing, and then some guy next to me, I looked, yo, it was DMC for Rum DMC was right next to me. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? A legend right next to me. Like, yo, what the? Yo, that was wild, bro. I had no idea he was sitting next to me the whole time. And then after a while, I'm like, yo, is this DMC? Holy shit, I gotta talk to him. Yo, hold on, I gotta talk to him. Right? So that was a quick picture we took right after we were done
Yeah.
playing Gears of War. Yeah, man. It was, man. That's one thing. Like, I miss E3 sometimes, man. Because E3, we will see some like random celebs at that event,
Yeah,
man. Like we
yeah.
seen hip hop artists. We seen actors all the time. I remember I seen this one of the Spice Girls was running around with her kids at E3. But do you remember? Oh, Steven Spielberg. I mean, you remember that, Paris?
Yeah. Obviously, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
See, we saw him a couple times at this. Yeah, it's crazy, yo. It's nuts. But anything else, Paris? Before we
No, yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, I can't think of nothing else.
yeah, that was fun. It's been a while that we haven't recorded like this.
Hmm.
See, when we come back,
With the
come
heat.
back strong. The
Yeah.
heat, the heat. But now, everyone, thank you so much for watching and listening. Hopefully, we actually later this week I have an interview that I recorded at Summer Game Fest. I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm gonna surprise people, but it's a game that is coming out very soon. And the only hint I will say is from Supermassive. That's about it. So stay tuned. Yes.
Watch my YouTube channel next week.
YouTube channel. When you say next week, like the 30th? That to me.
I'm just saying.
You mean this week? You mean this week? What? Okay,
Okay,
let me ask
yeah.
you. Okay, let's talk about this because I've been having this debate with a lot of people. Actually, with Bree too. When is the first day of the week for you?
It is technically Sunday, but I
Thank
just
you.
assume Monday.
No, Monday
But
is
that's why I
second
say
day.
next week. Like, I'm assuming Sunday is the end of the week and Monday starts the next week. But you are correct. If you want to get all technical with it, then yes, Sunday is
Sunday.
the start of the week.
So
Yes.
why you say next week? You mean later this week?
Okay. Later this
Don't
week,
confuse
check
the
out my
people.
later this week. Check out my YouTube channel.
There you go.
I said it.
There you go.
My God,
Well, like early of the week or later of the week?
early in the week, and get up early to watch it.
Damn. Like what, 3 o'clock in the morning? Jeez.
Well, it depends on where you live in the world.
I was trying to see if you could mention the date, the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're not saying anything.
I'm saying nothing.
Okay. Well, subscribe, and do the bell. You get the notification once it's
Yep,
live.
you get the notification, all that good stuff.
There you go. And spread the word.
Yep.
And attack Paris if you don't agree.
Well, that happens every day anyway, so that ain't nothing new.
Oh, okay. All right. One. Pacers tonight? Game
Yeah,
7?
I'm calling it. I think the Pacers are going to win tonight. I do. I think what happened in Game 6 is going to carry over into this game. So yeah, I'm going Indiana.
I haven't been watching. Where are they playing? Indiana tonight?
In Oklahoma, in OKC.
Oh, OKC. Okay. Cool. I haven't been watching. Sorry, guys. I've been doing other stuff. Are you gonna watch WWE in a couple of days? When's it, next week? Saudi Arabia.
By the way, so have you seen the Cena promo?
I seen most of it. Yo, best promo I've seen from Cena. Best promo I've seen from Cena.
Yeah.
And I gotta watch the whole thing. But woo,
Yeah, really good.
woo. Cool. All right, we're out. Take care. Bye.